Hey everybody, Sage and you, Sage and me too. It's Lynn Rene MacDonald for our live talk forum today, Sunday. I believe it is September 5th, is it? And we are live here on Facebook and at the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon. We're just going to get set up and wait a few more minutes before people come. It's 7:15 in the evening. We do this every Sunday, so please tune in and come on to our show where we talk a lot about a lot of different things, metaphysical and physical in EarthWorld, everything that's happening that is love, that is God or universe. Okay, so we talk about all these things, and we're here live from our shopping center in Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's a love, energy, healing, and teaching center for people and pets. It's the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon, which is a higher vibrational product and gift shop. So, this said, I just want to wish everybody a happy Labor Day weekend, and hello and everybody who's showing up. Thank you for coming, and everybody in our audience. It's a little quieter today, and I think that it's because it's a holiday weekend. But people will probably be strolling in. So if it is quieter tonight, we are going to probably end it a little bit early, depending. If not, there's plenty for us to talk about. I can go on for hours, actually, with spirit or love energy that is God. Tonight we are going to open up here, and I was going to talk a little bit about what universe is telling me, some channeled information from love energy, God, universe, the stars, and what they're guiding me to share with you right now. So you guys have a heads up on what's coming in the future in EarthWorld, okay? In the future in EarthWorld, to give you an idea, right? The best way for you to know what is best for you and how to prepare for anything that may be coming into the future or with God or love energy is by talking and working with love energy or God. The best following your okay, and listening to that, talking to universe. Here comes somebody now. Hey, Mark. Thanks for coming. And then we have Dr. Steve here, and Madeline and Sophia. We have Jennifer and Rachel and me tonight. I'm sure more people will be coming in. Oh, I think Molly's in the background. Hi, Molly. All right. So we got a bunch of people here. And again, happy Labor Day weekend. So I'm going to start off tonight just talking a little bit, but I'm just going to check and see. Rachel, do we have any questions or yet that are on the board?
Not yet, but we do have people saying hi.
Okay.
Teresa, Ann, Evelyn, Nikki, Trey, and Kayla will say hello.
Cool. Hi, everybody. Yay. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. And thank you, everybody here in our audience, for coming and supporting us. Thank you. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is give you insight from universe about what is happening in the world, what's coming, all the way from fall into next year here in EarthWorld. As we all know, these are crazy times, and it's pretty scary shit for most people, especially people who don't have any kind of structure or belief in God or love or higher being, higher energy, or love ultimately, and aren't in their heart spaces, right? The more we are in our hearts, the more we are connected to love and universe and have all knowing and all guidance and all the gifts that we need in both physical EarthWorld and metaphysical, okay? This is what I do and teach. I have been guided by higher knowing to come on here and do these shows every single week so far. I'm sure there'll be breaks in here into the future a little bit because everybody needs a break. And one of universe's biggest things with me is they're saying, oh, you got to have some fun. And that's also why I'm talking about this, is because we have to get back into having fun, back into our lives, as well as balancing everything else that we have going on metaphysically and in EarthWorld. Make sense to everybody? Okay. This said, you can also see these past live shows that I've done. I think there might be 6. This might be the 7th one. However, you can sign up to my YouTube, Practical Spirituality Live with Lynn Rene MacDonald. You can Google it. You can sign up. It'll help us go and keep it going. You can also donate. Always, I tell people, please donate to help us keep it going if you want to support our work and the work that we're doing, because it's to help all people, no matter what space of God that you're in. If you want to tune in and watch, and please share our stuff, because this is about love and helping people get through these really rough ass times, because there isn't anybody who isn't going through this, right? So that said, universe has guided me to share some really cool stuff with you today about what's coming in for the fall. So it's kind of like a little bit of a prediction reading, or I hate to use the word prediction and psychic stuff because it's just guided by love energy or God or universe. This information comes in to share with everybody. So psychic and prediction shit becomes like a taboo thing. And that's really what I want to stay away from is taboo things. It's always has to be authentic God or love in the purest form, or otherwise it's less than for any of us. And that's never where you want to be, because then that creates toxic, unwell, and suffering. However, we always do our best in the space of God that we're in to be our greatest selves from love. That's the whole goal. So the information that is coming in tonight is for us into the future, into the fall season. It is September 5th, I believe. Everybody okay over there? Yeah? Okay. Big smiles out here, which is good, right? Okay, so it's September 5th already. I believe tomorrow is the traditional back to school, but as you guys know, it hasn't seemed or felt like the traditional EarthWorld holiday or holidays in the past couple years that we've been going through all this crazy wild stuff. So for the fall season, universe, here's some guidance for everybody across the board. Universe is telling me to assist you guys to prepare, right? To prepare, doing the same things we've been doing, stock up on gold, stock up on silver, palladium, platinum, food, tools, things to get you by in times of crisis. It's kind of like being a prepper, something I thought really in my life I would never be, especially to the extreme that some of us are being guided to do it, to prep and stuff, right? So this is time to get prepped and ready. Universe is kind of slowing things down, so that you can enjoy your life. It's about learning to enjoy your life, get healthy, and prepare for what is coming. Because into 2022, which is the number 1, 2, 3, 4, let's see, in numerology, God numerology, it's, 2022, which is next year, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the number 6. 6 overall is about humanitarian work, because we will really have to pull out of next year in a humanitarian space. Did somebody asking something? Okay, you good? Okay. All right. So as soon as I open up here and finish talking about this information that I got from universe, God, love, angels, right? As soon as I complete talking with this, then I'm going to start answering questions for this evening, okay? And then we'll go from there, and we'll see where it leads us, okay? All right. So thanks again, everybody, for coming. And so we're being slowed down time-wise. Time has been really, really kind of bizarre. If you haven't noticed, Saturn's the father of time. Saturn is father time, father karma, father of EarthWorld metaphysical rules out in EarthWorld, right? Everything to do with EarthWorld, physical 3D, right? So, but we have to balance Saturn's EarthWorld with metaphysical. So it's kind of like I posted on my Facebook. It's kind of like balancing Neptune and Saturn, okay? But Neptune, you have to be careful because it's spirituality, but it is also the space. On the opposite side of the coin of Neptune, or the planet Neptune, is, what is the word I'm looking for? Disillusionment, asylum, mental illness, what else is there? Depression, addiction, right? So it's a fine line. So the more you work with the universe, the more you're going to be in the healthiest spaces of all of this. Saturn, Neptune, God, love, EarthWorld, okay? That said, we have been, if you haven't noticed, the days have been about a quarter of the normal old world day time frame that we used to remember. Does anyone notice that? It's like the day is now a quarter of what it used to be, right? As we're going through all these changes in all these different dimensions, it's pretty fucking wild, right? So you'll find you're not able to get all the stuff you wanted to get done, and you're like, where does the time go? And it just like bolts like a giant vortex, right? And we're all noticing this. Did you ever notice, like, when you're talking to somebody and you really hit it off with their energy, and you're having a really great talk and time together, right? Like, I have a lot of clients who I do this with, and you just hit it off, and even people, just any kind of people, right? Our friends, the people we love, anybody you hit it off with. One of the things you'll notice is when you really have an energetic connection from lifetimes, and with these times, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's like you'll spend an hour and a half, or 2 hours, and it goes by in like 5 seconds or 5 minutes, and you're like, wow, or what seems like that. All right, so this is very much what's going on with the energetic of these times, as we are changing massively in EarthWorld. Energetically, there's waves of light coming in, and I don't want to use, what's the best word, God, for this? Kind of pressing our buttons or activating, so to speak, inside of us. These energies are coming in at different vibrational levels as all the changes come in for new information for all of us into our new futures, into the fall, our new beings, the new world, and what's to come. Because in the old spaces, we will not be able to bring these things in because it's a lesser vibration, right? So people who can't get out of those vibrations will be checking out. That's all part of what the COVID shot is designed to do as well. And along with many other things within this, it's designed as a walk away and exit out in mass abundance or mass quantity, so to speak, to change the family lineages in this time on Earth, to raise the vibrational planet, the vibration on the planet here in EarthWorld. And let me just say, you can't have these old world family lineages who can't get enlightenment, can't be in their heart space, or have souls within these lineages or these lines and these channels of energy that are directly bring people into EarthWorld through family ancestry and lines of DNA. You can't have that at the old world levels, right? But it doesn't mean that you won't have old world structure from the highest form of love. New world, new rules from the highest form of love, which has always been here, not necessarily societal earth world rules. So all of this stuff is coming into the future starting in 2022, and it's happening right now simultaneous. A lot of us are going to be experiencing this into the future. Everybody here know what I'm talking about or have an idea? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so most of anybody here out there have any questions about it too. So if you have a question about what I'm talking about or you don't understand it, by all means ask. Anything we say in our program, this live talk forum here on Facebook, and live at our studio space, so you can come here as well, right? Anything we say here, if you have any questions about it, you can always personal message us. If you don't get here in time, you can message us on our YouTube, and you can ask live or come by all means, and I will help you, and we will help you with universe, God, or love, because it's ask and you shall receive. Those are the questions, those are the answers to every question that you need, and this is how we do it and teach, and it's done in the Christ formula, which is the highest vibration of love in this earth world. Doesn't mean that there are not others. There are not others in alignment with it. You know, there's different vibrations of everything that is love, and none is bad. It is all part of the grand plan design of God or love energy. The oldest souls are the highest form of love, but they're not always sitting in that space. I know plenty of spiritual people that I've known for years who are completely fuck toxic, because while they get it in some ways, they totally don't get it in others. And unless they change them to higher vibrations and work on them, which is always the grand plan of God, and work with universe as much as possible, this too does not change. Just like EarthWorld, you get these EarthWorld beliefs, and so many people don't want to change it. So, or can't change it, right? So it's not necessarily, oh, you're to blame for this. This is just stuff that of the natural way that law of universe works here in earth world, as well as metaphysically with all that is God, right? This is the grand plan of everything that is. Everybody get that? Okay, so going into the fall season is kind of like what universe brings to me as a last hurrah, so to speak. We've been riding on the edge of multidimensional, on the edge of the age of Pisces and the age of Aquarius, right? And everybody's like, oh, the age of Aquarius is like that song from the 60s, I think it was, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, right? And while it is that, it takes time, right? So this is about an acclimation over time. Everything in earth world, what? Takes time. Same is true of God or universe. You don't get to be high-end love energy that is God in the purest form and have all these amazing God gifts unless you do the work, right? But you must already have to have it in here already and be connected. Ask and you shall receive is how you open those things up that have been in your soul for lifetimes, those energies in your soul that is part of you, your soul, right? And that you've brought in from different dimensions, different processing within you that you carry as these gifts by the life world universal love energy experiences that each one of us has, okay? So all these gifts we open up in time as we work with love, right? The higher you vibrate, the more lifetimes you have. So nothing is done in Saturn's Earth world or in universal love, that is law of love or energy, that is God, right? Nothing is done without doing the work, right? So that said, universe, along with that, is throwing us a bone, so to speak, for the fall season. So we've been riding this razor edge of this Pisces Aquarius energy, and it is designed to have a last moment, an exciting time in EarthWorld where we can enjoy like holidays and things like that, because come after the first of the year and into, by the time of the Olympics and the 2022 what do you call it? Olympics, I believe they're going to be in China. This is most likely almost like 78 to 98% sure, and it fluctuates by 20%, all right, into this time is when they're going to introduce the new world currency. So this is a big deal, right? So there's so much other dark shit going on behind the scenes, but you see, if you work with love energy, there's ways and gifts and tools and magic all around it. Ask and you shall receive. So when you start thinking, oh my God, this is the end of the world, remember, there are a billion infinite ways to California. You just ask God for the best one for you, okay? So, however, hold on one second, because I think Rachel had a question. Did you?
No.
Okay. I thought you had a question. Anybody else out here have a question in reference to anything here? No? Okay. So talking about this is universe giving us time to have some fun, to still prepare, get supplies, things like that. Think about what you need. If you don't know what you need or what you need to get, ask source, ask God, ask love, ask universe, okay? This way you get the answers. Ask to hear the answers, ask to know. You can always text me. You can always PM me. You can always ask us, okay? Just send us a text, send us an email. You can ask here now too, all right? It's to help you prepare and take your time to prepare so you can stock up on things that are essential. Remember, solid earth world things are super important right now. That's Saturn, solid earth world, right? Because it's a lot harder for them to take stuff away from you, like food and water and your house, if you are in it, if you are holding it, or you know where it is and they can't get to it, kind of thing. They meaning who? Toxic elite people, all that, the CCP, all that's involved in this big dark bullshit, dark energy takeover, right? And it's all about whoever has been manipulated and is totally toxic and in this dark energy and chooses to be or is super sick and unwell and buys into it in some way, shape, or form and isn't in higher vibrational love energy spaces. I know this is probably going to, blow up a lot of people's beliefs, but truth of God is the truth of God, and it's my job to share it with you, to help you. So if you want to know the truth and you don't believe what I'm saying, I don't really give a shit. But what you can do, I'm just telling you this to help you from higher knowing. So they speak through me. Highest love energy, that is love energy, that is God, speaks through me, or angels, all right? Just different names that you can call it, just to give you an understanding, right? So my job is to tell you this, and your job is to do the research on it. Your job is to talk, and the biggest form of research is to feel it in your heart. Does this feel right, what I'm saying? Do you think you should prepare? And even if it never comes to that, because we pray and we change the energy and we ask source for something different and we do it all together, right? Which ultimately is coming into the future, right? All right. So if we all work together to change all of this, right, then this destiny of toxic changes. But in Saturn's Earth world, you must be prepared for whatever happens, because the lion who doesn't have a great territory when the drought comes is fucked. All right. So, I mean, this is the truth of Earth world. That's why they say nature, Mother Nature, is unforgiving. And that's no joke. So you must work with law of love energy in Saturn's Earth world, as well as universal law that is God. So you prepare and you balance these things. Just like when people say to me, oh, Lynn, you used to be spiritual and now you're political. Oh, no. Spiritual and political, it's two different things, but it's the same thing at the same time, right? And people go, well, what the fuck are you talking about, right? What are you talking about? The truth of God and universe and love is that politics is just a forum of another piece of love energy that is is God and the whole picture. So I'm not really involved in the politics and this is my guy and the ego and the garbage and the toxic of that. Where I stand is from a place of love. All right. And love is the ultimate freedom. And once they start taking away your freedoms, then we're all in trouble. Doesn't matter what religion you are or what beliefs you are. As soon as you get a real taste of that, you're going to really wake up quick. And that's what's coming in 2022 as we go into the future for everybody. And may it not come, right? And this is this part of Saturn that we have to be realists, not, so much as the word pragmatist or being, toxic with it. This is to help us prepare. What's the worst that happens? Then you have too much food to eat and you can give some to your neighbors. You can donate it to the church, right? If, let's say, if nothing did change, right? Because the law of love energy that is God is they have this influx of this light coming in. It's going to help people with their souls, or like wake up their souls. And this is all that's coming. So this is all part of the grand design that we all signed down for. It's not like all of a sudden we're going to be light beings, right? We already are that. And we signed up for this. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is all part of our destiny as we came here to be basically crazy. This is going to sound superheroes to change this world. Okay. This said, the fall season is about relaxation, learning how to have fun, getting healthy, because you're going to need your best health for what's coming. Because if hospitals collapse and all these crazy shit happens, you're going to want to have your health first and foremost. Because my dad used to say, when I was growing up, Lynn, without your health, you have nothing. And you're damn right. And so the bottom line is I remember seeing him suffer. I know that every time I have been sick, I hate to be sick, right? Because when you're sick, you can't go out. You can't do anything. You don't want to have sex. You don't want to do fun things. You just don't, right? Why? Because you're miserable. And that's no way to live. You're not really living. Does everybody agree? Yeah, because you're just not. So this time here is designed for you to prepare and enjoy the holiday season, right? I'm not saying that something couldn't happen. The faster, meaning the more prepared, and meaning the more prepared you are, the better it's going to be for you across the board, right? So if you need a list of anything, I'm sure there's plenty of stuff on the internet. Ask Universe, what's the best places to go, to get this information, as well as you can always ask us. This is what we're here for, to help people. All right. So we're going to have Universe is showing me really beautiful snow for Christmas. And snow is Christ energy. Okay. It's transformation. And if you notice, it's sparkly and it's beautiful and it's amazing. Right. And it comes at what time? Like December, like Christmas time. Right. So this said, after the holiday season, after January 1st, things are really gonna kick in, and there is a propensity for between now and then as well for a black swan kind of event or a darker event kind of thing. And we've heard this phrase through the internet, but basically what it is a thing that's going to propel people forward to where they want them to be in what's coming in the change and control over our world, which, by the way, is not going to happen because love energy has got this. However, it's like we have to go through and do the work metaphysically in EarthWorld and help and assist with these changes on all different levels of consciousness and vibration based on our design of our soul and our mission and what we have come here to do in this reality. Does this make sense to everybody? Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's supposed to be a really good fall holiday season. Enjoy it. This is about enjoying. It's about learning how to have fun again, learning how to love. I know here we're going to have a holiday Christmas party. So if you don't see it, go on our internet stuff because it's going to be a Halloween. Did I say Halloween Christmas party? That's fucking funny. However, that's pretty much what it would be like, right? But it's going to be a Halloween party with an astrology theme, anything crazy astrology. I believe it's $50 a ticket. However, there's going to be what you're paying for basically is the food. There will be a dark energy psychic gallery and $300 cash rewards for our shopping center if you do come and you want to have a nice dinner with us, as well as the dark energy psychic gallery. What does that mean? That you can come and ask any psychic questions, really, but we're calling it dark energies for Halloween, but you can ask about dark stuff as well. All right. And the Halloween contest that we're going to have, a costume contest, is going to be, the theme is astrology. You can dress up and do anything that you want to do in that space to win a award, and the people will vote, and there's no corruption. Okay, just to let you guys know. All right, so it's going to be an exciting time, and that's going to be Saturday, the 30th of October. The reason I'm telling you this is not just to get you people out there and get you to come out and have a good time. Absolutely, that's exactly why this is happening. Is to get you to come out, have a great time, enjoy it. Start to live again and have a good time and enjoy this life, because we're all sitting here afraid to do anything. And again, this is guided by higher power. This is about having fun and bringing fun back into our lives and enjoying our time as the last of this really kind of EarthWorld delusional world that we have in here for the fall season into the new world. So there could be big events coming that would shake this up in the fall. Right now, they're going to try to hold it, and meaning government and the toxic energies running the world right now are going to try to hold off and push it till next year, because ultimately China wants to come in like a superstar and be like, we're the new world power, we're the new world currency, we're it. And so it's going to be interesting to see if and when and how it goes down. But there's a massive propensity for this. But it only is 23 to 27% between now and the end of the year. It gets really bigger after that. So this is really kind of the stuff I wanted to share with you so you can have a really good fall time. All right. And does anybody have any questions about this? And I hope that you're glad that we shared this. Is everybody glad that we shared it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't think any of you knew that this was really what was going on. Did you? You did? Okay. And I'm sure you always tell me, you're always like, you and Jennifer, I knew that when I was born. Yeah. So anyways, so this all said, any questions you guys have, you can ask me throughout our time, as well as I'm going to take questions now if anybody has any. So where are we at? Who's got some questions? Molly does, in the back.
Do you have any tips for balancing EarthWorld and metaphysical?
All right, Molly asked if we have any tips for balancing EarthWorld energy and metaphysical. And meaning God, universe. Well, the first thing to do is pray that it's balanced, right? And clear your blocks from it being balanced, and ask that you're happy no matter what. Thank you, God, for that for us, right? Also, one good thing too in a physical EarthWorld tool is Young Living or doTERRA, really good high vibrational essential oils. The lavender oil is really good for that too, about getting stuff out and removing stuff out of you, as well as balancing that energy. Okay, balancing EarthWorld and metaphysical. Okay, those are some good tools for that. Go ahead. Anyone else? Steve, did you have another one?
Yeah, I have a question. I feel like I'm a problem for the truck, or the truck's a problem for me. My window's not going up and down right now.
Okay.
I just feel like it's all the Twitter energy. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm doing
Uranium.
something that keeps messing with it. It's one thing after another.
With the truck?
Yeah, if there's anything I can do to be free of that. I've gotten so I'm just like, I'm never really worried about vehicle reliability or anything, but.
Okay. Let me just grab a tissue here. Steve is asking, he got this really awesome new truck, and it's old, and meaning older, okay, but it's beautiful. So he's saying the window is going down and he's had some issues with it. What's coming in, and he wants to know what's going on. Is there anything that he can do to change that? So what they're telling me is this is a lot like the truck the car that I bought, the Toyota Camry that I have, or that Madeline now drives, right? It's Madeline's car pretty much. All right, it's very much like that, where your brother, even though the truck seems like it's in nice shape, he really didn't keep up on it. So what's coming in is these things are just all the things to get fixed now. And this also has to go with these fall energies in this season, right? So this is coming in for that, to get these things fixed for this time frame. Which side is it?
Driver window.
Okay. So, and also the things that you've had going on with it. Like, I know there was like a transmission issue, right? And then there was like a starter issue, and now your driver's left side window. Okay, so look at all these things in you and in your life. Where is your transmission not going? Where do you not get into gear? Where are you having problems with that, or can't get into gear? Also, you say the driver's side, that's the left side. The left is the side is your feminine energy. Where are you not comfortable in your feminine energy? Or where are you not comfortable also driving, like being in charge of that energy, being on the left side, okay? And not comfortable in your power, because driving is a power energy. I'm taking you where you want to go, right? So this said, these are all things to look at. And the window is what you see through. Do you see? The window is what you see through. And this also is, where are you seeing clearly? Where are you not seeing clearly, right? Where are you not having protection for you where you need protection, right? All of these things come in with this. So I feel like this is something that we're going to do some energy work here, spiritual energy work on this, and we're going to pray on it. And we're also, but know that this is just the process here in EarthWorld, right? Of this is somebody who didn't keep it together for the truck, and so you're putting it all back together in time for needing the truck into the future, so you have all the parts that you need and everything is where you need it to be. Make sense? Okay, so, and now we're going to do a prayer. We're going to ask love that we clear, heal, and change anything and everything that is any kind of unwell or toxic or uranium that or uranium that is creating these explosions within your truck, and any more difficulties with this and expenses and any kind of toxic you have all wrapped up in this, all energy that is all this. Clear, heal, and change all this in Steve and in all of us, in our souls, and in all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is. And in place of this, put the best way to be from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay, so you're good. Go ahead. Do you have one, Rach?
I have some online.
Okay, great. Let's go.
Emily Gonzalez is asking if clearing out the clutter in our homes will help us find that balance during this period.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because everything reflects what's going on to you, and everything is messages, as well as what you do in this moment affects the moment 5 minutes from now, affects the people that are around you or the energies, okay? So when you find yourself just like nesting, you know, like when people say, oh, nesting is a real thing. When you have a baby, you start to clean your house and you get rid of stuff, or you prepare the baby's room, right? Same kind of thing. So when you're cleaning out your house, you're beautifying your house for these times. And this is another thing everybody's going to be doing into the fall, if you haven't, because you need a space that if you get closed in there for after the first of the year for any kind of time period where you can't go out or some kind of freaky shit is happening, right? You need to have a space that's secure. You need to have everything you need in there. So this is also why you're doing this, right? You're preparing. You're making your home a beautiful zone space for you, right? From love. So this absolutely goes in alignment with all the clearing, healing, and changes that you're doing, because we're not just doing this consciously like we do here on the show and like I practice and teach here. Even if you do this work, you're doing it as well. But also, you're doing this. Let me just see here. You're doing this cleaning and this clearing to, let me just say, it's going to be like, let me just get the right words here with the universe. It's going to be pulled out of you, so to speak, with the stars. So automatically the stars, the transits in the astrology, we're all being culled. And so all the toxic is coming out of us now, whether we've signed on for it consciously or not. At whatever vibration of God you are hearing in the world, we have all signed on for this. Whether your EarthWorld belief systems, like I know somebody who I would have never thought would have passed over, and she passed over, and I believe she was, in her 40s, and I just heard about it, and I'm like, wow, because she's somebody who is so vivacious and full of life and spiritual. I would have never thought of that. But in these times, anything and everything is possible, right? That's Uranus and all the chaos of this energy. And the soul can choose to cross over with this, right? Everything, though, is interconnected. And let me just bring it back to where we were. Thank you, God, for that for us. And everything is a catalyst in these times. So if you're cleaning out this and all of this stuff is happening together. So how do I use the best words to explain this? Thank you, God, for that for us. So whether you signed in or not for this, everybody has their own signed in mission with universe, so to speak, if you thought of it in EarthWorld ways. So this person that crosses over, they agreed to this before they even came in here, that they were going to cross over, and that was part of their journey. They can choose, they can come and choose and go and leave whenever they want. Just like she chose to come in this time period. And when we do this, we agree to these releases from our souls and this whole entire journey here in EarthWorld to change EarthWorld, both subconsciously and consciously at whatever vibration we're at. So whether she realizes it or not, or anybody else realizes it or not, this girl who is spiritual who crossed over, right? She picked and chose that, and she decided to exit out. We can all exit out at any time, right? But everything is metaphysical and physical, and they go hand in hand. So what you do creates something else to happen, both metaphysically and physically, right? So you cleaning your house, absolutely 110% sure, is part of this process of clearing out equally in your soul. So it's all part of the grand design. Okay, let me just see. Is there anything else to explain here with that? Thank you, God, for this, the clearest clarity and speech and everything we need for tonight, and best understanding for all from love, because I know sometimes this gets convoluted, and clear that all out and make it practical, easy, and quick, and the best way for us all. And thank you, love, for that for us. So when I speak this stuff, because it is complex and it is so many different things, I want to make sure that I stay on track and that I keep where I need to be. So I ask love for that. I ask love for the best communication. I ask love for the best hearing and clearing and speaking and understanding for us all from love. And thank you, God, for that for us, right? So I hope that answers your question, and it works in so many different ways. Go ahead.
Well, Cheryl McCarthy wrote in, and she wrote, just stopping by to say hi. We lost a good friend today. Have a good night.
Hi, sorry to hear about that. Many blessings, all right? Sending love and light. All right, thanks for coming and saying hi.
And Sarah, Harmony, and Ella all say hello, and Debbie too.
Hey, everybody. All right, hi, Deb, too.
And Harmony is asking, she wrote, moving out of my house in the next few weeks and haven't found somewhere to rent. Will I find somewhere soon?
Yeah. They're saying something about it behooves you. You don't need to do anything, but it behooves you to be open to everything, even when you don't think that it's for you, and that's how you're going to find it. So if you keep looking at it like this, and it has to be this in the words and the way, then it's going to be that much harder to find it. But if you open up the doorway and look at all the possibilities and ask for what you want and let it go, thank you, God, for that for us, and clear our blocks that stop that from happening, then you'll bring it right in. And I feel like you'll have it 2 weeks, like just in time, and a week before you gotta go out. But I also feel that if you need to, you feel in your heart, and you talk to universe about some kind of extension if you need to stay there longer for another week. But for now, let's create it in the best time frame for you from love. And thank you, God, for these gifts for us all now, please, from love, in the purest form. Clear, heal, and change any and all blocks in us that stop that from happening. And thank you, God, for that for us. And let us be happy no matter what happens. And the best house from love for you now, please. And space to live from love at the best of everything you need from love, and clear blocks that stop that from happening. Thank you, God, for that for us. Okay.
Trish is asking, should we move back north toward our family?
Move back north?
Mm-hmm.
No, like it right now. Sit tight. Sit tight. I get your move. It feels like there's 3 different opportunities into the future between now and next summer for you to go, and you will know exactly which one that is. You don't exactly know right now because you're not really feeling it 110%. You're kind of like going, with the energy. And anytime you're doing that, it's not time. All right. So it's like kind of like this, like we are getting like, preparing to have a third space here for our events and like this big Halloween event that we're having, right? So it's kind of like I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I shouldn't be getting a third space in these times in my people space. And I don't know if I should do it right. I had asked God like 3 years ago to have a third space here with our shop and center, right? So that we could do all the things in grand scale that we want to do from love, right? All guided by love, of course. Okay. So, and it like wasn't happening. And then one day I woke up, and just like with these lives, I just knew it was time, and I felt it 110%. It's like all of a sudden at noon, this girl, the realtor to this shopping center where we are located, right? She says to me, she calls me up, and she says, Lynn, we got this space, and and instantly I knew. So that was at noon. The next day I went to see it, and I was 110% sure. And I just knew in my heart. I didn't even need to ask God because the answer was already there. I could feel it. But in case you don't, and in case you don't do that and you aren't sure, always ask. But ultimately, we all know 110% when it's right for us. Same thing with the people we marry. We know if we should be marrying them or not. You know what I mean? Like if we feel any kind of then we don't do it. What? So, Jen has a question over here. Go ahead, Jen.
I think my question is kind of dumb now, but why do we do that then and still go through with it when we know we shouldn't marry someone or we know it's not going to work out? You know what I mean? Why do we do that?
Okay, so Jennifer is asking why we get married to somebody when we know that it's not going to work. You know what that is? A lot of that is disillusionment of the habits and patterns and beliefs in our souls. We see things with rose-colored glasses on. We want to believe that this beautiful soul that we see in this person is all entirely that, and that it can work no matter what. We're also kind of what I call like bought into, or the beliefs of EarthWorld systems where we're, like the Prince Charming is coming to get married to you. You know what I mean? And we believe in that hook, line, and sinker, the happy family, the happy life, the dream of getting married, when really that's not truth of God, of love at all, right? It's more of an earthworld thing. It can be truth of God, but it is not, in its healthiest, best space here in earthworld. And we all kind of believe those things, right? So there's also multiple other reasons, but these are like the top 4 reasons. I think there was 4 there, but those are basically the main reasons of why we do things. Some people know they're consciously doing it, right? And go ahead and get married for other reasons. Like I remember when I was... I think it was before I was going to get married, and I kind of knew that I loved the person, but with my first marriage, I knew that I loved the person, but at the same time, like you said, I knew on some level that I was doing this to get out of the house because I had a hell of a hellacious, rough and difficult relationship with my mother at the time, and I couldn't wait to get out of the house. So that's like a conscious decision of why I would marry somebody when I knew that it possibly wasn't going to work. Because once you feel that, that's the answer. Do you see? So we do this for many, many reasons, and we really want to believe in the dream and the love and the happiness. We really do, right? But that's not always what's healthiest for us, right? And so when we buy into it literally, means that we're in a less than self-love place for ourselves in our souls. And we do that, we go and we make decisions based on that. Do you see what I'm saying? So then what happens is I get married to somebody I really knew it wasn't going to work, and all those things that I knew weren't going to work come to fruition, and I would have never done that if I loved myself, because that would not be acceptable for me when I love myself in the healthiest, best way, because that's why we do those things. But nothing is bad. It's all part of our love energy journey for all of us, let me just see, love energy journey for all of us, as we better our souls from love and clear our stuff. Because when we do these things and we make like so-called mistakes in EarthWorld, or learn how things truly work with energy and relationships, as we learn that, then we can decide consciously next time not to do this, and what we need to clear and heal and change in our souls so that we don't do this in the physical reality. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. All right. So who's next?
Well, Teresa Courtney Lord just wrote in. She wrote, I've had a couple of questions, but every time I start to type, I receive my answer. I believe tonight is my time to listen. Thank you for all that you do and being a part of my journey and enhancement.
Oh, God bless you, Teresa. Teresa Courtney Lloyd, love you, girl. I'm psyched to look at your chart, too, man. Oh, I can't wait. That's how you know you're an astrology junkie. And you get, like, psyched about it, right? Really psyched. It's what you love, right? Or one of the things that you love. Well, thank you, Teresa. Thank you for supporting us. Super, super grateful. And thank you, everybody, for supporting us by coming and sharing our stuff and donating. We're super grateful. And share these videos so we can help as many people as possible have the tools that they need to go into EarthWorld, into the future here, to live their greatest lives. Because the whole world can fall apart, but if you have love energy or you have God and you work with that, you're going to be just fine no matter what the fuck happens. God's honest truth. Okay, so who's next?
Anne is asking if her and her guy will move in together.
I don't really feel like it. I feel like there's a lot of promises. I feel like it comes right to the edge and it's a lot of pipe dreams and it gets strung along. And I'd like to tell you that it would. If it does, it feels like it's going to fall apart. Because on some level, it's not a he thing or a she thing. It's a both of you thing. So you have to sit down and say, what in me is somehow creating this subconsciously to happen? Or what am I not aware of in me that is stopping this from happening, as well as in him too. I think you'll be far better off, because you're the person asking the question tonight, to ask yourself these things and work on this with universe or love. You can also clear this with us as well and work on it across the board. It doesn't feel like I feel like he's shut down and he's not going to answer. Like it's not something that you could answer. He could talk to you about in the space of love that he's in right now. He just can't. It's like when I look at him, it's like a door that he shuts right when I'm trying to talk to him, or right when he has to get emotional. He like shuts the door in the face. And that's not just with you. He will do that with anybody that he's with, for a host of reasons. Okay, go ahead.
I actually have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been feeling a lot of angels around lately, and I'm wondering if there's anything with that.
You're what?
Feeling a lot of angels around lately, and I'm wondering if there's anything with that.
Yeah, Rachel's saying that she feels a lot of angels coming around her lately. And the reason this is for her is because we're going through so many changes. And you really are such a beautiful soul. And it gets me kind of crazy emotional. But they're around you to like preserve that in you. Does that make sense? Because we're going through so much toxic shit that it's heavy for everybody. I don't care who you are or what level of God you are. You could ask my family. I've been like a brick hiding down in my sister's room. It's like, don't open that door. Please don't come near me, right? Because on and off, right, we have these periods where we're clearing so much stuff and it's really crazy, or we're consciously working on it, or I'm doing energy work, but we're going through so much, so you're releasing tons and tons of stuff. And sometimes it can be really, really difficult. And so this is why. And I feel like there's 6 or 7 of them, and they're pretty big. Like they're like 6, 7, 8 feet. Are you aware of that? Mm-hmm. And they're very powerful. They're all around you. They're telling me all the time. Yeah, it is quite lovely. Yeah. So there you go. You're welcome. Thank you. How about anybody in our audience? Anybody have any questions out here? Not even you?
Karen?
What about Mark? Where's Lucky today, Mark?
Oh, he's at home. Yeah, he's just hanging out.
He's hanging out?
Yeah, he
All
seems
right.
to be a little lethargic today, but that's
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
he'll be okay.
Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so who's next? Anybody else have any questions?
Yes, Sarah is asking if she's going to conceive, or if she conceived this month.
This month?
Yes.
I feel like it's going to be further into the fall. It is possible. I feel like the energy of the baby or the soul is going like this. Like back and forth. It's not solid in its decision making of coming in. There's something about it being concerned in this season energetically of what's going on, like when I say energetically, of like physical wellness, of what's going on in the physical wellness energetically. And I don't feel like, and in the stars as well, I feel like your baby is going to wait to come in, but you could, yes, you can still get pregnant. It feels very, it doesn't feel like you are. I feel like this soul is waiting. It's waiting for like, it feels like this baby, it feels like it may very well be a boy and he wants really good health. As a general rule, for the most part, in EarthWorld babies, the females are stronger than the males overall, and overall for the most part. So this feels like it's a little boy. He wants to, the energy wants to come in as a boy energy, but it wants to be a very strong one. Now, again, this can always change, but there's a propensity here for this 73 to 78 to 93, 98%. But it more feels like November. It feels like a November, yeah, and that makes sense. It's a positive, good time where everybody's eating and having parties and holiday stuff, and it's just fun, you know? So, and that gets rid of the morbidity of this 2019 or 2020, 2021 shit of all the crap that's going on. It's, you know, oh my God, you know? Yeah, that feels more solid. I feel like this is going to be either a Scorpio Sag or a Capricorn. Sag, Capricorn, Capricorn, Sag kind of baby. It feels like the kind of when you get pregnant, like that would be if you marked your conceiving baby, you're conceiving. Oh wow, soul chart down. What they're telling me. Oh, this is really cool, is to look into that for more emotional basis from when you come in, for more stuff to heal internally in you and in your child into the future. If you, let's say, you know that you conceived on November 23rd, right? The evening before Thanksgiving, right? So let's say that happened and you knew around the time frame, you write that down and you could do an astrological chart to get to like almost like another level of the subconscious at a different level, multidimensional. And this is for everybody. This is really cool state-of-the-art information. And you could do that with all of us to get to some more of some of the toughest stuff that we're not able to find in our souls, that are some of our most difficult, if that is even a word, most difficult challenges internally and externally and across the board in this lifetime. Like the energy that's hidden would be in that space. All right, because you have an OG chart, you have a subconscious chart, you have your parents' charts, you have past life charts, and then you have like this is really neat. This is like almost like a creation chart, which is kind of cool. Yeah. And so there's a lot of subconscious stuff. But what's wild about it is I feel like you can, what they're telling me is pick up on multi-dimensions within that space. So you're going to pick up even more stuff to clear, to heal, to change, and to learn about your gifts, which is super cool. So think about this when you when you are able to figure it out, when you do actually conceive. But I feel like it's more like a November, December baby. Again, it could come in before then. The propensity is such that everything is always changing now more than ever with universe. So when I give people the things that are coming in and how to handle them, it's right here in the moment, and it can always change. But the propensity is the most solid thing that's going to happen right now in this moment. Again, you know, a bomb could go off in China or Japan or somewhere, and that could change everything in the waves of everything in the collective consciousness and in the world. And then everything else changes as well. You know, your baby might be like, yeah, I'll come in some other year. You know, I mean, you know, really, this is truth of God. You know, all souls are free, right? All souls are free. They have free will. They get to decide what they choose to do. You know. All right. So go ahead.
Emily Gonzalez is asking if you saw that her memoir book is getting published.
I don't think so. Please send me like an email copy or whatever. No, do send, please. Like, not necessarily the copy, but if you want to send me a copy or let me know what I owe you for it, please do. If you're when you get it published, you know what I mean? Because we honor each other, right? I don't expect your book for free or your memoirs for free, right? But let me know about it. I'd love to see it, and we'll go from there. Okay? Thanks. All right.
That's all the questions we got online so far.
That's all we got? Okay. So what time is it right now?
8:08.
8:08. Boy, that was pretty quick, huh? 7:15, 8:08. How about you guys here? Must be the holiday weekend, right? Malin, do you have anything? No? All right. Nobody else has anything?
I have one quick question.
Yeah.
Zach's looking to move out. My youngest son is looking to move out. Any thoughts or suggestions? Will that work out for him, or will he have to move into multiple places? He's looking to move out in the next month or 2 or 3.
I feel like it is going to work out for him. It's almost like universe is giving him a Christmas present or a holiday present for himself. And again, like the woman with the baby, here that we just answered her question for, universe is bringing this into Zach because Zach has been working hard. Zach has been in alignment with love. Zach has been trying to do like the right thing. He's, mind you, we all have shit to work on, but it's almost like, thank you. We're going back and forth. trying to see the audience, hey? We're going back and forth, but let me just see with Zach, back to Zach. Yeah, it feels like universe is going to be rewarding him, and I feel like he's going to get his own room separate or his own small apartment separate. Is this going to be in Richmond? Because I feel like it is. Yeah, and it does. It feels good, and it's what he needs to really help him power. Like we had the other question today where somebody said, oh, if I'm cleaning my house, it mirrors what you're doing in your soul as well, right? And metaphysical is hand in hand. So this is the same kind of way in terms of he's going to be, what is the word I'm looking for? Him getting his own place in physical earth world puts him in another level of his own power space, right? It's saying, I'm in a healthier space of me, and it sends that message out to the world. It sends that message out to universe and all that is in that energy, and that energy brings it back to him and rewards him. So it's about him stepping up and leveling up. Right now he does, does he do just one job, or does he working 2?
One job.
Yeah. He is good at that job, and he's doing a good job at it. It feels really good to me. It feels like he can move up, and I feel like he very well may move into a higher restaurant status and move into managerial stuff. There's a propensity for him to have these opportunities. Now, what he does with that, I don't feel like that's coming till after the first of the year, but it's coming. It's coming. And what's cool about this economy, right, where people aren't wanting to work or wanting to do things, is people are having opportunities that they never had before in their lives. Do you see? Because if you have so many people who don't want to work, then they're more desperate or more wanting people, and they're more likely to give people those jobs, those opportunity, those chances. And don't think for a second this isn't part of the grand design, because this is universe saying you want to control things, everybody gets a shot. Everybody, whether you like it or not, meaning the higher, the elites and all that toxic shit. It's universe cycling back and hitting them hard so that everybody, no matter who you are, gets an opportunity to be a manager or make more money or be successful and have their dreams happen, where before there was all this far more than ever, there was all this garbage about kissing ass and somebody had to like you and you had to be this person, you know what I mean? And he has an opportunity, no matter what his background now, to stand up and make a really a promising career for himself. But this isn't the only one. This is just one of the first ones that I see right now within the next 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 months. So, and that's good news, I also see a girl for him. I see a girl. Like, it's funny because I can see the apartment. I see her coming in and out. Interesting, huh? She's kind of cute. I feel like she's like blondish, like a strawberry blondish hair. And I feel like it comes down like past her boobs, and she's young. I feel like she's like 19, 20. My kids are laughing at me. So, story of my life, right? It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. I feel like he's building his own little life, or his own life out there, and it's about to expand and get bigger for him. Yeah, I also see 2 to 3 kids in his future. It's funny because I feel like he's really cycled around and is propensity for doing amazing things.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is really exciting. That's cool. I can't imagine you as a granddad, though. But I know this. I know you're going to be great. You're going to be great at it. You're a great dad. It makes me cry when I think about it. Okay, let's move on. Okay.
Actually, I wanna-
Don't get comfortable in your emotions. Be a Capricorn moon. Just kidding. Anyways, go ahead.
So I want to apologize. I read Emily's question wrong. She's asking if you see her memoir getting published, not that it was already published.
Oh, if I see it getting published?
Yeah, she wants to know if it's going to be published in a
Oh.
traditional house or not. Like a
Oh, okay,
traditional
so-
publishing house.
No, I see you doing it yourself. Doing it yourself. EarthWorld in the New World is doing a lot of stuff, almost everything yourself. What? Did I get that right? Did I hear it right or I didn't?
You did good.
You did.
I'm like sitting here going, what is going on? Am I like in Twilight Zone today? All right, God, clear this out. So I did answer it right? Or yeah, okay. I am understanding the question, I do hope. All right, thanks, God. Thanks. Okay. So I do feel like you're going to have to do it yourself, but it's going to be extremely rewarding for you because you're going to get the most profits from it. And this is designed by God. Again, excuse me while I drop the sage on the ground here. This is designed by God, universe, love, energy, so that nobody sucks off of you, right? The New World is about doing for yourself. Is there still more? Thank you. And my kids are laughing again because I just blew up the sage all over the place, burning down the house. All right. It's a great one tonight, right? A lot of fun. Exciting fire sign. Okay, so seriously, that's what comes in for you, just, publishing it yourself. If you put it together, I feel like you will get it done. Again, by the end of the year, this time is designed so that you can do this. Oh, shit. My family, this audience is too much. These people are too much. And my family is too much, right? Okay. So, yeah, I do feel like you're going to make it really successful. But again, this is a world where we have to work at things. And it's up to you. If you want to do it, put it out there to source and you make it happen. Ask love for it to happen. Ask love for all the things you want. The best publishers, the best of everything you need from love. And I've done a lot of research into this, and if you need any assistance with that, let me know. PM us or email us, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can to help you out. Okay? All right, go ahead. What else we got?
There's not any more questions online, but I actually have another question. That's okay.
Yeah.
My grandma fell yesterday, and I was wondering if you could just send her some love.
Yeah. Is she at home, though? Is she resting at home?
She's resting at my parents' house today. I don't know what her plan was for tonight.
Where'd she fall?
She was doing something with the thermostat. I think she was changing it, and she fell and she hit her spine.
Yeah. It's good that she's at your parents' house. I feel like she's going to have the needs that... she's going to have her needs met there, like they're going to keep an eye on her. I think that's good. I think it's going to take time for her to recover. I am concerned about her recovery. What I don't want is that nasty aunt that you got going on at your house, or not necessarily at your house, but you have some people in your life that are nasty as fuck in your family. I know they're going to really like this. I don't really care because truth needs to be told sometimes, right? So keep her away from your grandma. She is lovely. Your grandma is lovely. I'm sorry if I embarrassed you. Thank you, God, for me being free of that. Anyways, so yeah, well, you know what? I mean, toxic is toxic, and it's time we start calling people on their shit. But always be guided from love when you do that, so you don't have like some kind of toxic coming back at you, right? Okay, so does that answer?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so how about you guys? Mark!
Actually, I have two.
All right.
The first one, since that seemed to be like a topic here tonight, is am I ever going to have any kids?
Oh, you know what's so funny? When I was telling Steve that, I knew you were like, oh, it was like I was stabbing you in the gut. When am I going to have kids? I do feel like you're going to have 2 to 3. But they are telling me that there are things energetically that need to be straightened out. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so,
And
yeah.
straightened out meaning changed. You could say straightened out, changed, cleared. And are you asking for these things? Like, do you have a plan? What are you asking God
That
for?
was actually that leads into my other question about
Okay.
being specific on what I'm asking for. Because, all right, so here's how the story goes. Because Rachel made me put my conch shell back in the fucking water.
Because there was a live animal
And
inside.
it was a live animal inside of it. But
So what happened? You wanted to kill the live animal and then you want kids? Are you kidding me? Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, go ahead.
So my neighbor, like, my dog ran up to the neighbor's fence or whatever, and I grabbed him, and I was pulling him away, because he's not supposed to go in there, and I looked, and they have, like, a line of conch shells, and I was like, man, I've never found a conch shell before. This was this week. So Rachel and I went down to Shore Drive today, and we're hanging down at the beach, and we're walking through the water, and we're like, there's a sandbar out there, so, you know, I'm like picking shells up, and we're checking things out, and like finding little crabs and stuff. It was cool. Well, I reached down and I pulled up a giant conch shell, and it was like completely.
How big was it?
It was pretty big. I mean, it was like, I would say, in the grand scheme of things, like a medium-sized conch shell. Like, it was nice.
Okay.
You know?
So
Perfect
Mark's saying he got a
condition.
conch shell in the ocean with Rachel the other day. All right.
Yeah, earlier today.
All right.
And, of course.
Oh, excuse me. It's earlier today.
Yeah, and it had a live whatever the hell hangs out in conch shells.
Whatever. What is it? Is it
It's
conch?
like a mussel. I don't know. Yeah, it's like some mussel looking thing. I don't know.
It's some kind of sea creature. We'll have to get the scoop on that. Thanks God for the truth of the name of that.
Yeah.
If anybody in our audience has it, please let us know. Google it. Oh, Debbie Akers, if you're watching, Google it. Let us know what it's
Help us
called.
out,
Right?
Deb.
Yeah.
I
All right.
truly was like manifested this thing, but I wasn't specific. So of course, you know, as soon as Rachel saw that there was something live in it, I had to put it back. And
As soon as Rachel saw it, it was over. Yeah, the mother had spoken. All right. So
and
go ahead.
That's what it is. It's being specific. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can always ask for another conch shell that's like that, that's empty and just as beautiful, right?
Right. Yeah, and I did. Yeah.
Good.
I did.
Yeah. So think about what you want. Write it down on a pad. What are your dreams? You want to have a house? You want to have a family? You want to have a home? Where do you want to live? What were those things? And also, don't just think about this is what I want. Think about what kind of a dad you want to be and what kind of a mother do you want for your kids too. What kind of a relationship you want? What is it going to be based in? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So put those things down and ultimately ask for the best partner for you, the best children for you, the best life for you, the best of everything. And you couldn't imagine how great it will be with God or universe or love. Yeah. No matter how great you think it could be, that you could create it, if you ask for it to be in the best way for you and all or something better, it's infinite, the magic that you'll bring in. And you'll be so much happier than if you just had to have it like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's really cool. Yeah. Just like my kids, you know, when I asked for my kids and I could have never imagined how amazing they would be. And I'm sure all moms kind of feel this way if they're in their heart, you know, that I couldn't imagine better kids, you know. There has been some challenges as always, but that's the nature of love and life and learning and growing and being human, right? In EarthWorld. So, however, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Okay. So I'm sure they're going to be great. Mark, and you're gonna do great. Put it together. All right? All right. All right. Any more questions online? Okay, how much time do we have?
It's 8:21.
8:21? All right. I think we'll probably wrap it up for today if that's good for everybody. So unless you have any last questions, we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. We will do these. Sometimes we'll go 2 hours, sometimes we'll go an hour, sometimes we'll go an hour and a half. I have 8:21, so I have about 9 more minutes. Maybe we'll go to 8:30. You know, I think that's what we'll do. So anybody who has any last questions for tonight, please let us know. It was kind of fun and crazy a little bit. But I enjoyed this a lot. And we'll be back again next Sunday at 7:15 to work with everybody and answer questions and bring more guided knowing from universe, from love in the purest form. And again, if you have questions, you can ask us here as well as contact us in person or via email or text and personal messenger too. Okay? And calling in. Go ahead. Did you have anything?
No.
Okay. Anybody else? No? How about you, Molly? Got anything?
No, thank you.
All right. Okay, I guess we're going to wrap it up then for tonight. There's no sense in like sitting here and talking about nothing. Right? So thank you everybody for coming. I appreciate it. Oh.
I just got a question.
All right, great, because we were going to go till 8:30 for tonight, so please, yeah, let me know.
Andrea Nilsson is asking, she wrote, "Hi Lynn, you refer to God by that name only. How do you feel about working with people that work with other specific deities?"
I don't really refer to it as God in that name only. That's the name I was guided to by higher knowing to use for the purposes of my soul's journey and getting out to masses and to people in larger numbers, or to people and or to people who believe in it as being called God, all right, and believe in a religion, right, or have religious beliefs, all right. So this is one of the things universe told me. Also, I call it love, I call it universe, I call it angels. So there's many different titles or identities I give it, but ultimately it's love energy. So just like you have a guide and you have guides, I do too, with my primary guide being of the Christ family. So I work with Christ all the time. I work with Edgar Casey as well. I have a medical intuitive that is back from before Confucius times. Her name is Edna, and she's like about this high, and she works with me all the time, and she's funny as shit. She reminds me of if anyone ever saw the Incredibles movie, that Edna scientist, well, she's my medical intuitive guide, and her and Edgar Casey and Christ Energy is what I work with. And these are three of my main people. I also work with Kali Ma. So this just gives you some really great understanding of there's many different things as well as, and it's not just God or my way, and you and each one of us gets called to whatever soul or whatever soul we are. We all have different guides, different things different energies that we connect with, deities, whatever so they may be that you feel called into. There are sometimes when other things will come in out of nowhere or out of other spaces when I need their assistance as well. So these are just some of my primary ones that come in all the time with me. Like Kali Ma didn't show up till later in my spiritual journey. Christ was always there from the beginning, and that's also part of being that high-end Christ consciousness. Also, we have angels that work with us, and so I work with anything and everything that is love, that is God, that you would connect it with. I would be connecting with too. All right. And then individual souls, working with my highest heart self, right? Always talking to universe via my heart, my soul, and how things feel. So this is all just ways that I do this, and we all connect together. So my way isn't the only way, not even by a long shot. It's infinite. God is infinite. So it's what you connect with in whatever space of God you're in within that moment or with your journey. We all have different tools. Like there's like 3 primary archangels that I work with, and Michael is the main one, the main group. But I also work with Raphael, and there is another one. But then there's a whole bunch of other angels. I have protector angels. I have guardian angels. I work with Christ lions. I work with Christ wolves. I mean, it's really really amazing how infinite and it's all particular to one soul and energy of God that you are, and your soul mission, what you tap into, how much you work with universe or God or love. Right, so you are, by no means wrong or anything like that. You're just uniquely different, and I hope this answers your question. All right. Oh yeah. Please. I'd rather have the questions. I'd rather keep it going. I love this forum, and I'm really glad that you guys have come. And thank you. And I know it's a holiday too.
Teresa is asking. She wrote, "When you see shadows in your peripheral vision, it's not scary. It just happens a lot. What does it mean?"
Well, shadows can mean different things. Across the board, I see shadows too. Sometimes it's energies of your pets, past loved ones, other people, other energies on the premises, or in passing. Like when I was driving down the road and I saw some souls on the highway, right? It could be an accident. It could be something where somebody just crossed over locally or nearby, or you could live near a retirement home and people are crossing over, or you could live near a graveyard, or or a cemetery is a word I prefer for that. So it's many different reasons and many different ways. So it's like not always just one thing. Like I had, to give you an example, and because you connect to animals so much, I feel like a lot of this is animals for you. 57 to 73% is animals that you see all the time. It's part of your gifts. But I'm going to show you or tell you an example of my old dog, Kayla. when she crossed over, she would show up down in my hallway in my old house, and I would look and she would be there 1 minute. Sometimes I would see a shadow. Sometimes I would see her shadow go by, or a shadow that kind of was like a low shadow, a low rider shadow, and I would see that. Yeah, and I would turn and I wouldn't see anything there, or I'd see it at the corner of my eye, but you knew it was her by how it felt, and I'd turn, you know what I mean? And I would feel that. So that's one way. But sometimes I would literally see her like multidimensional, meaning she would be transparent, or not transparent, really transparent and translucent would be the word. Like I'd look at the end of the hall and she'd literally be there for a split second, and I'd turn and she'd be gone. And so this is why this is coming in, because it's to help, to tell you, to share with you that a lot of your stuff is based in animals and that you're seeing. But you also have amazing medium gifts too. So these also are things that you can and will develop into the future and have. And this is also some of those energy as well. We can see things in so many different ways. It's all pertinent to what we believe, the gifts and tools and skills and love, energy, magic that we are within our souls, and our God connection and our soul's mission, and where we are on that journey as to what things open up, and how in alignment with source we are, what we ask for consciously as well as subconsciously. All of these things are pertinent to how we see things, how we get information, right? Like Teresa Caputo, who's a medium that a lot of people know, she does things completely different, let's say, than I do them. But you'll see similarities in energy as people pick up on things, because things have so many different meanings. I could be like, oh, your grandfather's showing me this red cup, right? Or a red cup like this, right? And while, I'll say something like that, and she might pick up on the same thing and say, oh, well, there's some kind of red cup sitting in the living room. Or do you see what I'm saying? So there'll be similarities like that where you're both talking about the same thing, but it may be for different reasons. One person might say it's in a dream, or so there's so many messages in everything. And so that's just an example of to explain that. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Andrea is also asking, she wrote, did you wait for these deities to reach out to you, or do you reach out to them? And how do you know you're working and communicating with who you think you are communicating with?
All right. Everything that I do, I feel. All right. This is since I was a kid. So my thinking is really wisdom from my soul. Okay. It doesn't mean that I don't use my head space. There's a whole combination of a balance of everything. However, at the space of God that I am, especially in this point in my life, in my journey, everything for me is metaphysical thinking, including the way I talk. People say to me, you talk differently and you write differently, right? Because it's all it's in my third house. My third house is Pisces. I have Saturn, and I have Black Moon Lilith, and a whole bunch of other stuff going on in there. Stuff, yes. Stuff going on in there, which tells you about what I came in here to do in my journey, and how I interpret things. The reason I'm telling you this is take a look at your third house, because it will be insight to how you communicate, how you think, how you listen, how you understand, how you write. Okay, and everything that you take in your life, because this is going to be an avenue for you to get the best communication into you through astrology and understanding of you, meaning into you, meaning to open this doorway to understanding you better and how you think. It's kind of like I would never be in the enrichment groups in school when I was a kid, because they think in EarthWorld so intellectually, and I get angry and pissed off because I knew that, oh my God, you're a little kid and you'd be like, I'm smart, I just want to be smart, I know that I'm smart and people don't understand me and I'm smart, right? But at the age of 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, 10, I don't think I don't think the way these people think. I'm not from EarthWorld, neither are you. If you're wanting to connect with high energies of or spirits or spirit or high energies of God, right? Or universe or love. All right. If you're wanting to connect with that, it would not surprise me if you have aspects like this in your third house of communication, or which or many, many Pisces and spiritual placements in your chart that tell us who you are and how to communicate with them. But the easiest and best way, which will be in alignment with your chart anyways, right, in EarthWorld, because this is how you bring that forward to EarthWorld as your original natal chart, okay, is through that, as well as through your subconscious, but that the conscious stuff that you're aware of would be in your OG chart. Hold on a second. So what you would do is you ask and you shall receive. This is what I teach. You ask love for everything. Thanks, love, for this for me. Thanks, love, for that for me. Thanks, love, and be specific. And then just say, in the best way for me and all, or something better. And you can do that with anything and everything. But also the deities or the gods, so to speak, or whatever energies that you connect with as your guides, as your assistants, as your angels, whoever it is, that your subconscious soul will already know, because it's by what you have an urge to do, because your subconscious soul is what really runs the show. Okay, so let's say, if I'm born into a family like my family, that is Christ energy. All right, now my family isn't Christ energy. My mother was religious. She was Roman Catholic. That's how I was brought up when I was a kid. But right there, I know that I'm part of the Christ consciousness, because Christ is the energy of that religion, right, in EarthWorld. Okay, so this is a great way to explain it, because your soul family will more often than not, okay, be in your religion that you came into here too, as the hints and the messages and everything is coded, or everything is messages from God or of love, right, to tell you the truth of everything that's going on. So let's say you were born in India and you connect to Kali Ma, or you were born in Nepal, or you were born in Beijing and you connect to, let's say, Confucius, or you connect to Allah, whatever it is that is your God connection tells you the energetic soul, spiritual energy that your family is, or that your consciousness is. Does this make sense to everybody? It's really cool shit. So, just like, and so when we go and we take a look at your question, ask and you shall receive. So your soul is already going to guide you there on your subconscious soul, but you can ask. That's what I do for everything. Okay, God, who are my guides? What are my guides? What are their names? Thanks for the God's honest truth of connecting to them, who they are. Let me know it, let me feel it, and let me be sure. And again, everything that I teach is about love. My thinking is about love. Love is wisdom. It is about your heart. This new world is all about your heart. So you will feel this stuff in your heart. So when you say, how do I know? You'll know. Just like there was a girl earlier today, I believe it was a girl, and she said to me, when should I move in with my family? And I said, there'll be 3 different opportunities coming up between now and next summer. And it's not now, you're asking, but because you feel it coming, but you're asking, but it's not time yet. And then when it is time, it'll be like a trigger in your soul, and you'll know. You'll just know. So when you ask for these things, let go, let God clear your blocks, ask to see them. You can see in here, you can see out here, you can see, like Teresa said, in shadows, right? You can see literal transparent, you can see in images in your mind, just like you can smell things, you can hear things, from voices in your head to voices out here, right? But the thing is, you have to, be able to understand what is going on. And this is why what I teach is so important, because it's not just EarthWorld gifts and tools like, oh, I want a house and I manifest it and ask and you shall receive, and I ask God for that. You also can ask God or universe or love for anything and everything across the board, being metaphysical, right? You want 6 angels to protect you? Thank you, God, for that for me, and the best way for me and all, or something better. Or thank you, love, right? When I need to speak and do these shows, thanks, love, for speaking through me now, please. Thanks, love, for the God's honest truth for all the people, and for me too, because I'm sitting here, I learn as I speak, because they speak, they meaning love energy that is God in the highest form, or Christ energy, speaks through me to teach not only myself when I speak it, right, to teach me, because I'm not like an arsenal of all this shit in my head, right? My soul is the doorway to all of that. These are my gifts, and this is what I came in here to do. I am an information what do you call it, receiver, right? From love. I'm a love energy teacher. This is what I teach. So you can ask me anything and everything from love, right? And anything in EarthWorld, anything metaphysical, anything at all. And I will tell you the God's honest truth designed by the highest form of love. And that's what my soul came in here to do. And it's not like I was born like this, I was, but it required me to do many lifetimes of work as well as do the work in this lifetime as well. So when people say to me, oh, I wish I was like you are like me. And they're like, well, I don't do that. I want to do more about what you do. And I'm like, well, you got to do the work. And most people say, oh, they don't have a clue what the work is, right? But here's where you start. And it will be your greatest life as well, equally and always. Ask and you shall receive. So whoever, if you feel called into Kali Ma or whoever it is, you will get all the answers you need. Ask and you shall receive. Ask love. Say, thanks, love, for this for me. Thanks, love, for that for me. Or whatever it is that you connect with. Thanks, angels, for this for me. You know, there's sometimes when I see angels all around the room or dark angels come out, meaning they can morph and change, but there's something called dark angels and they go and do some pretty tough shit because you have to fight the toxic with the energy that it sends to you. So, and this again is infinite learning for all of us, right? However, these energies, I can call in these things, right? It's all part. Ask and you shall receive. I can ask for anything. I can ask for protection from the angels. I can ask for, a great day. So it's infinite what you can ask for. I can ask to see things. I can ask to hear things. I can ask to smell things. I can ask to know things. And ultimately, I feel things. That's why when people say to me, oh, Lynn, what proof do you have scientifically about the shot? I couldn't give a fuck about the science, right? All I care about is what universe tells me that comes in my heart, processing through my head, right, and my heart. But what I feel is the answer to the truth of everything. What I feel. Steve Jobs is a really great example of doing this kind of work. Why? And you wouldn't normally think of that. But if you remember, there was one college speech, and he may have said this in many of his speeches. He said, follow your heart. Your heart always knows where to lead you, and the truth, right? And you will do amazing things. You will feel it. Follow and listen to your heart. That's how he made the fucking iPhone and shit. How amazing is that? And the computers and everything. Because he felt it in his heart. The same is true of toxic and unwell, man. Somebody's not for me, they don't feel good, right? If this shot is toxic, it doesn't feel good, like the COVID-19 shot or whatever, right? If it's not for me, it doesn't feel good, right? So always listen to your heart because it tells you the truth of everything. And it doesn't mean that you don't use your brain, right? You can look up the science. There's millions of videos. There's information, right? You have to feel in your heart what the truth is about them by how it feels. And then always go and ask God's honest truth. Thanks, God, for the God's honest truth. Thanks, love, for the God's honest truth. And you will always get the answer. It may not come in right away or when you want it. The more you want it so badly, the more you push it away. But if you let go, ask love to let go of it. Ask love that it comes in. Ask love that you're happy no matter when it comes in or how and no matter what. Then boom, it'll come in right away. But the more I want to hook up into information that I can't get to or have a challenge with or whatever, the more I push it away. And it may take days, weeks, years if it's something that I subconsciously or consciously can't let go of, right? But all the answers are always right here if I can just trust universe and be in the space of my heart and listen and feel that truth, right? So this is for everybody across the board in your spiritual journey because these are the tools that everybody is going to need in these times to come. Make no mistake about it. This is the best shit you will get from anywhere around. And it's not because I thought of it. It's the Christ formula. It's from higher knowing. God or love is the answer to everything. It's where all the answers are. It's where all the solutions are. It's where you're going to live your greatest life. So the more you work and do what I teach or incorporate this into whatever you feel in your heart is this way of communicating with God or love, right? That is best for you. But the more you do this work, the more you're going to connect every day in your life and the more greater you're going to be, the more great things you're going to have happen. And no matter what comes, you're going to be fine no matter what. And that's why I'm here to teach this to us. Not just to have fun. Yeah, absolutely. Having fun is great. But my job is to teach you the God's honest truth and to get this information out there to as many people as possible so that when the shit hits the fan, you got it. You got it. Do you see? Okay. Anybody else? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Emily is asking, how do we know what our true life purpose is, what we are born to do in this life?
Okay. Well, once again, right? Ask and you shall receive. So you ask God what that is, right? But the best thing, the easiest way too, as you do that, ask God for that, let go of it, let God bring you the answers, or universe bring you the answers, or love bring you the answers. But get a notebook. I want you to sit down and write everything that you love to do, and then I want you to take a look at what you have done up to this point in your life, what you've liked, what you've learned, because these are the tools that you are going to take into your new future, because this is your spiritual journey. This is the training. This is the tools, right? And then ask for your future as well, because all the answers are right here. Our whole lives we train, and basically we work for this, we school for this. Like even right now I'm working with different healers and different people as I perfect and ask God for things that I need, right, from universe. Like they said to me, you're going back to school, and I'm thinking, what am I going to go to college or something again? I'm like, fuck that, right? And they're like, shut up. Their universe is like, no, it's not in the way that you think, right? So they're telling me school really, for me, is living and learning Mars and Virgo in EarthWorld, right? So I will be bought and directed to different books, different YouTubes, different things on the internet, different spiritual teachers, or different holistic teachers, or whatever it is that I'm looking for, that I've asked God for, will show up and my soul will call it in. And when I don't know, if I ask, all of a sudden these images will come up. All right, on your phone, on your computer, in your life, right? Whether you see an advertisement on a book in a doctor's office, or your friend tells you something about a school that she's going to, and you go, that's it. I know that's it. So the answers will come, right? So these are just all ways to teach you and to guide you, because this is how universe really works, right? Ask and you shall receive for whatever you want. Ask that you see what it is. And this is just all part of how it's been going and how we are doing our journeys in EarthWorld. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. If you get confused, new answers and new doorways are opening up. So the ways that you used to do things are not exactly, and what you have learned are not exactly how you're going to open these doorways into the future, but new ways of doing and bringing this information that you've already learned into the future is where your destiny is, and doing what you love and in entrepreneurship. Does this make sense to you? And just drop me a line and let me know. Okay? All right.
Margie Edmonds is asking if she should sell her house.
Not right now, Margie. It's sit tight, because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. If you get an offer, you can, but the challenge is that when you go to buy something, it will be equally as expensive, if not more so. There will be a housing market crash. It's coming, and people are going to lose a lot of money. So if you sell your house now, let's say you sell your house and you make $500,000, right? But let's say you can't get another house in the area for $675,000. Well, now you're going to be renting, right? And the rents are going up, and it's kind of crazy. However, so there's a lot of different factors that they're showing me energetically that come in here. So if you have your house and you have an investment in it, what they're telling me is to sit tight for now, because ultimately if you sell it, it may seem like a gold mine, but it's really not. It's an illusion, because this whole market is a fucking illusion, and it's about to crash down hard, and then people will be able to get their best investments into the future after we establish, and when the establish of, let's say, the new world comes, not the new world order, the new world from love. Two different things, way big different. Okay, so, and this takes time, but for now, sit tight, don't sell it. Unless you get some kind of ridiculous offer, and then I would PM me, and I'll get you the answer for that. But I mean, it's got to be such a fantastic offer that you're just going to go with it. But right now, I don't feel that, because there's too much turmoil and undermining in this, just like banks, just like the stock market. All right, you have to weigh it out and talk to spirit about anything that you thought used to be solid in EarthWorld, just like the school systems. It's ridiculous, right? The teaching of hate, the not teaching the God's honest truth, the teaching of prejudice. I mean, just all this berserk shit that's just toxic, right? If you want to teach in school systems anything, you teach from love. You don't teach hate, you teach love, right? And how do you do that? You don't think of how to do that in scholarly ways. You ask love to speak through you for the answers and the ways to do that. And it can be scholarly, but it's not in the way that they're doing out here in the EarthWorld, okay? So all these systems are going to be falling apart. Ultimately, hold on to your house, because also there's going to be problems, and there already is problems with banks giving loans. The banks are about to crash out, and the systems are about to fail, and this is coming like a steam train. So this is about sitting tight, enjoying the fall season, waiting for the right opportunity, listening to God. And you could ask God every week, should I sell my house this week? And then feel in your heart, do you feel it? What is the answer you hear literally? No, yes. You can PM me. Lynn, should I sell my house? I'll tell you every week. You could call here and ask, say, should I sell my house this week? Fuck no, right? I can already tell you the answer. But seriously, it may come up in the future. But right now, they're telling me no, and they're shaking their heads. They, meaning universe, my guides, everybody I work with over here in multi-dimension, okay? And that is my soul as well, with my soul. Okay, and yeah, so just sit tight for now. Your opportunities will come. And this is about listening to higher knowing and being guided by your heart to get the best outcome for you. And this is for everything, now and always into the future. Go ahead.
Jen Lloyd wrote in. She wrote, I could listen to you talk all evening. Thank you as always.
Oh my God, Jen Lloyd, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody. And we'll be here again next week, and I'll see if I can't come with some, I'll just ask God for new topics and new things to add on to this. And you guys too can bring any kind of questions you want. This is so that we can all get our best learning and work together from love to live our greatest life and understand what the real truth of all that is from love, right? So thank you, Jen Lloyd. Super, super grateful. Okay, and
Andrea has another question. She is asking, how do you show appreciation to your higher power for the gifts that you have been given? How do you worship?
Hold on a minute. I want to ask my children what they're laughing at now.
I just feel like he looks like an axe murderer. So like at first I didn't see him there.
So I have these two girls that are like laughing their asses off in the front row, and I'm like, what the hell, man? Right? Anyway, so they're laughing. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We're good. I'm just teasing you. Okay. So what was going on? I'm sorry.
Andrea is asking, how do you show appreciation to your higher power for the gifts that you have been given? How do you worship?
It's not in the way that you think that we have been taught, I mean, you can do like rituals and stuff like that, but it's not necessary, right? It's just like when I say ask and you shall receive, right? People be like, I have to do a spell for this, or I have to do this, or even in religion they teach you that to be forgiven of your sins you have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it's like, fuck no, that's not how it works really. And this is about learning, right? So the bottom line is, how do you thank them? You just say thank you. Thanks from your heart, and be in that space. Thanks, God. I'm thanking God all the time. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm like, wow, the sun comes into my house. I'm like, thanks, God. My gardens are beautiful. My house is beautiful. And even though the whole fucking world's falling apart, everything that God has built with me, or built, I don't want to say for me, but with me in my heart and my soul, right? My destiny. Everything that is here, I'm super grateful for. And there isn't a moment that I don't feel really grateful for that. Sometimes, like a jackass, I'm like, whoa, I'm crying, right? And so we all go through these moments, and it's all part of our enlightenment journey, but it's also part of being grateful. It's just very simply saying thanks and meaning it from your heart. No resentments, no toxic, no unwell, right? And the more just looking at something and say, wow, this is super cool. That's saying thanks. Wow, I love this. Sending those vibes back out to universe. Thanks God, thanks Jesus, thanks heaven, thanks angels, thanks everything. Thanks, Yeah. All right. So,
Emily wrote, "You're amazing. I enjoy hearing your wisdom, and thank you."
Thank you, Emily. Super, super grateful. And please, like I said, spread the word. And thank you, guys. Thanks.
And Margie is asking, when are you going to do classes? Can you visit your place in Virginia?
Yes, you can come and see our place in Virginia. You can come visit. We have a shop and center. We have really great healers here. We do also do classes every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These are paid for classes that you can join in and do. We teach astrology. We teach all the things that we're teaching here, just at different levels and more specified for the class itself for that evening. We also do psychic galleries. We do events as well. We have a chiropractor, an energy chiropractor here, Dr. Steve Giltz. He's fantastic. He does amazing work. We have Laura Mirabili, who does fantastic energy work here as well. She does different energy work. We do master soul clearing, and Laura does bars. She does Reiki. She does massage, and she's fantastic as well. So we have a lot of, we do, what is it here? We do addiction services as well as teach metaphysical enlightenment and do master soul energy sessions. In other words, energy sessions that are gonna, that are super powerful to bring you to the next stage of where you're going, kind of thing, or if you really want to rocket forward, right? And at all levels. We do metaphysical work, we do counseling, we do business coaching, we do life counsel, we deal with all kinds of problems and solutions. So, for everyday life for people come to me if they should divorce or they should leave their partner, if their partner is having an affair, everyday life crises, everything from people who I've dealt with and worked with people who have murdered people and gone to jail, from DWI stuff to drug stuff. So my job is to help people get to the healthiest space of love within themselves and work with that energy and change whatever is toxic, both in EarthWorld and metaphysically, and that's what we specialize in, as well as health. We do medical intuitive. I do stuff to help people be well physically, mentally, and in all ways. This is what we do. Also, we're going to be having our opening of our shopping center. We also the third space here, but that's coming. We're hoping for October. Yes, you can come. We have a studio audience here. It's a smaller studio, but we can fit about 25, 30 people in here comfortably. And so you can come to these lives at any time. We also do psychic dinners. We do parties and events, meaning spiritual kind of guided ones. We also have tarot, people who do tarot as well. So we are a full service love energy healing and teaching center for people and pets. We deal with behavioral issues for families and kids, and as well as relationship issues. What else do we do? I'm trying to think. Also, we deal with pets and animals as well, with their behavioral issues as well, and health issues too. So we are a full service love energy healing and teaching center for people into the future, because this is really where things are going. Plus we have a shop and center, meaning a shop really, which is the Copper Dragon, and that has higher vibrational products and gifts. So we sell like incense and beautiful handmade stuff, super high vibrational. Like the stuff we do is quality stuff, because when you are in a high end or a really healthy space of love energy and working on your self-love journey, you don't go, oh my God, this pen is $50 and I'm not going to buy this pen, even though it isn't really right now. But you just buy it because you feel it in your heart and you work with love and you feel that you should get that and you get it. And then you don't sit there and go, oh my God, how much is this? And I can't afford this, and shit, I got to get it on sale, because those are all less than spaces of love energy within us, right? About our self-worth, all right? But it reflects in everything financially as well. Everybody in this world, so many people in the earth world belief systems, they want something for nothing. So we teach people how to get out of these spaces and live their dreams, right? And a really good example is you can't if you can't allow yourself to drive in $100,000 vehicle and walk in and say, I want this car, right? And go and drive in it, then you can't have those gifts, that infinite money, unless you can allow yourself to sit in it. Like my father used to say to me when I was growing up, he would be like, you have no business buying a car that's that expensive, right? He would say, people got no business doing that. Well, that's a belief system, right? And if I can't allow myself, it doesn't mean that I have this, but if I can't see or picture myself in, let's say, a Porsche or my dream vehicle, or then how is my business going to get to those spaces? How is my life going to bring me all these abundant things? If I can't allow myself to in EarthWorld sit in a Porsche that's worth $100,000 or buy something that's a $600 lighter or a piece of jewelry for me, if I can't do those things, then I'm in a less than space for myself. It doesn't mean I do them all the time. I always be guided from my heart, from love, but I never, ever, 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 ever say, I can't have that. Because that's not what love does. It never, ever, ever tells you that you can't have something, right? You ask the universe, ask love. If you feel it, should I get this to be sure, right? Ask love. Because this is the truth, and this is all parts of tools that we teach. We work on your financial stuff, we work on your love life, we work on everything. Because everything is in here as well as it's out here. And this creates everything, subconsciously and consciously. And this is really what we do. And we'd love for you to come. All of my people come from all over the country, which is crazy shit, right? Because a lot of you know me because I used to go all over, right? Before COVID-19, for like 5 or 6 years, I went all over the place, right? I did the Karma Fest. I did, a lot of those shows. I did shows in York with Bill and Bob. I've done shows out in Iowa, Syracuse, New York, Buffalo, New York, all the way down to South Carolina and Florida and Maine. I mean, so we've gone Chicago. So I've gone everywhere. So I have people who come to our shopping center from everywhere, really. And this is all part of what we do. And I would teach, and people would pay tickets for my events, as well as I would teach, just like I do here, on donation or I hate to use the word free, because nothing is free. When I give and it seems or appears free, it's because it's guided by higher knowing, because I never whore myself out. That doesn't work with love. You would never do that in a love energy space. So this makes sense, right? Yeah. So this is really how things work with the energy of love. When you love yourself in the healthiest, best way, all these things change. And this is what our shopping center is about. It's about bringing to you your greatest you. Whether you take our classes, my classes are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Sometimes Dr. Steve, our awesome chiropractor, has a wealth of EarthWorld tools to share with you: vitamins, minerals, herbs, knowledge, wisdom about the body. Just incredible. He's super gifted. He teaches some classes, and I teach classes as well. I do, astrology, all the tools and things that you see me teach here to live your greatest life. We do medical, intuitive stuff. We have galleries and events. You can call in and take those as well. They are $25, I think, for an hour. We usually book them up from 7:15 to 8:15 at night, but usually they can sometimes go to 9 o'clock, just giving you a heads up, because I don't sit here with a sand timer and say, oh, they're only paying me $25. They have to stop now, right? Like you'll see that in space. Nah, I don't do that shit. I get guided by God and universe or love, and it tells me, they guide me. They don't tell me to do anything. They say, okay, and my soul connects with that, and we do what we're supposed to do from love, and universe rewards me infinitely. And that's how it really works. It doesn't necessarily come in the donations I get here now, but I may meet somebody who comes into my shop and he spends $5,000, and that's God rewarding me for the wonderful things that I do here, because I'm being guided and doing my soul's mission. The more in alignment you are with your soul's mission, the more amazing things can happen, and you couldn't even imagine them. Because when I sit here and say, oh, it has to come in a certain way, like tomorrow, if I woke up and said, I'm going to quit this fucking thing, and because nobody's giving me donations, right, and I'm getting all shitty with it, then that's my crap, and that has to go. I should be giving from a place of love, guided by higher knowing in my heart, because I feel it in my heart. That's what the healthiest space of self-love does, because when you have infinite and you work with God or love, you will always have infinite, and then you share. You aren't made to do anything, and that's the nature of free will. You do it from a place of love, without resentment, without shittiness. Like somebody I know there were 2 grandmothers that I know, and they were talking about how their grandchildren never call them up, and they give them all this stuff, and they only talk to them when they're given stuff, and they're all resentful and shitty about it. And they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't give them stuff anymore. The way I see it, don't fucking give them stuff. Don't fucking give them stuff. They don't fucking care, right? But the bottom line is about this, right? If you're going to give to somebody, you don't give because of what they do or what you expect from them. You give to somebody because you want to give from love in the purest form, without any garbage, without any you owe me later, or I want this from you. So be clear in your giving. Don't give a fucking gift if it's going to come from a shitty place, if you don't have it to give, all right? And how you know right? If you have those things or not, or where you're standing is all about your intent. Intent, right? Is what is your intent? Your intent is coming from the purest form of love. So when I do these shows here, or I do my YouTubes, right? Everything that I do must come from the purest form of love. And when it doesn't, then it's a deficit in me that needs to be addressed. And this is all what we teach. It doesn't mean that we're bad. We're human. This is part of the human journey, is learning and growing. There was a time that I would be like, yeah, I did this and that and this and that and this and that for this person. That fucker doesn't do shit for me. and I'm like, why do I keep on doing this? Well, those are the kind of people that you will at some point cut off because it's not acceptable. But also the people that honor you and respect you and love you, you're going to know because you won't have those shitty feelings in there, right? Yeah, cool shit and learning for abundance and learning about love and how everything is tied in. The whole spiritual journey is really about you, loving you in the healthiest, best way, right? And then being able to live your greatest life, because when we all do that, everybody has everything they need infinitely, and everybody shares. And this is all the greatest education, I don't even want to say government, but guidance, and ways of being from highest power of love, right? That's where everything's going to come in. The new world ways are not the ways from hate and toxic. It's never going to happen, right? And not if I can fucking help it. And not if we can help it. So the more people we get out there and get in this space, and it's already in the grand plan of God or love, it's already right there. Okay, so I hope that you all come and see us, and come and hang out with us for our events and calls. Sometimes in the past we had lots of people come from all over, of course, and do different things and share their gift. We had what was that one guy who was the astrologer, that Tibetan astrologer, I think his name was Keith. He came here, Keith Miller. He was fantastic. He came here and did a weekend too. We also have we had somebody come for light aura stuff, and then we had another weekend in the past where we had somebody, Steve Freeland, comes from Vibrational Alchemy as well, and he comes from Maryland as well. So we have a lot of different people who come, and we do a lot of different events. We'll do parties and psychic galleries and dinners, especially around this time of year too for the holidays. But we're going to be doing a lot more stuff. We also do donation stuff. In other words, we do EarthWorld stuff. We're going to be we have done and we'll do donation stuff like food drives, or food where you can come and get food and clothing and blankets and things like that. And these will be coming even more so into the future, because there's going to be a massive need, which would be why we would be getting the third space, because the third space is big. So I'm getting excited because we may even have like a stage there. It's like pretty cool. But everything guided by God, love, and when it is God's time, or when it is time from love. Okay, so anything else, or are we time to go? Or
Andrea is asking if you're doing any more expos this year.
Am I doing any more expos? Universe has guided me away from the expos for right now, so I'm going to say no, because I'm not feeling them at all. We're going to be doing more events here, but if I do, you can always hook up to all of our social media. It's the Copper Dragon, LLC, the Institute for Christ Consciousness, and Lynn Rene MacDonald. Excuse me. Those are on all our pages. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, I'm on YouTube. So you can find us here, and you can come to the shopping center in person. Excuse me. But in time, I do feel like we will be going out, but it's kind of like universe keeps telling me, sit tight, wait for it. When it is time, we'll let you know. So if anything comes up in the meantime, where there's a speaking event or something in public, I will definitely let you know. And you can always check in here. Like I said, interaction is really cool. My people do their best to get back to everybody, and me too, and be patient. Don't be afraid to bug the shit out of us, okay? It's okay, right? We'll do our best. But remember, come from love. That's the best way to get your best results and get the answers that you need as well. All right. Was that it, everybody? All right. So what time is it?
It's 9:06.
Okay, it's 9:06, so we're going to close up shop for tonight. Thanks for coming to this Facebook Live Talk Forum. I hope you guys can come soon in person, because I'd love to see you all and have you get in this energy, because we love to have a great time, and maybe you can come to our Halloween party on the 30th, right? And we're going to be putting ads up for it shortly. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Much love. If you can donate, great, but I hate to fucking harass people and constantly say the same shit over and over. It's like, Like when I get on E-tubes or YouTubes or whatever the hell they're called, right? When I get online here, right, and I listen to some other people, I'm like, oh my God, they spend 40 minutes talking about this, and I just want to know this, right? So, and it's like a bunch of gibberish and nonsense. So let me be free of that in our stuff and have the best way to do these things always from love. Clear, heal, and change all things that are toxic in us, that would, or toxic or unwell energy, or is energy that would stop that from happening. All energy that is that would stop us from having the best shows ever for us from love, and that are these. Clear, heal, and change all that. Thank you for these gifts now, please, from love in the purest form in this reality, any reality and all that is. And thank you, God, for the God's honest truth, the best time, the best laughs, the best always, from now and always, forever, in everything that we do from love. And thank you, God, for that for us on our live talk forums here, and in everything we do for all of us. Thanks, God, for that for us. And that said, I'll see you guys, and let us be happy no matter what happens, and free of attachments. All right, thank you, guys. I'll see you next week. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks
Good night,
for coming.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you.